YouTube. It's Monday, October 14th, and I'm gonna make a quick video on today's price action. Um, Really not a lot. As you guys can see here, Facebook it was range of was it 2 points, something like that. Yeah, exactly 2 points. Really no movement at all. Um, and just kind of give you the top down analysis on my not necessarily my bias, but yeah, the how I was just looking for a long on Facebook, even though it looks like, uh, I mean, really no, uh, basically not a doji day, but it really no movement. So let's go over and do on Facebook, just up to the daily. The reason why I'm doing this is because last time I made a video, a few people just, by the way, if you have any comments, I don't mind. Just share with me if you think I'm missing something, or if you think that you know something that I don't know that's gonna benefit my trading. By all means, shoot it over. I'm always open to learn new things. And so yeah, a few people asked me that they just said that, well, the changes that I made were like super complicated, and that they really didn't understand what I was talking about. And I understand. I mean, the reason why is because I really didn't explain anything. It was just like an overview of what I'm doing, but not necessarily anything that like I didn't go into detail of the changes that I made. All I said was that I just implemented a few time frames into my trading. That's about it. But and other things, but I really didn't go into detail. That's why I'm gonna go over just, I don't know, so you guys can see that it's not that difficult. Like it's I'm not a smart I'm not that smart to make like very difficult changes. If anything, I start with an idea and then I just work my way to where it's very simple, because we're day traders, and I we need to make decisions within minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, sometimes seconds. And if there's so many variables into a strategy, or into a strategy to execute, then we're never going to be able to press the button, right? So today, what I saw was that on the daily, this is a daily chart. We had a breakout on Friday, a pretty good breakout here. Um, I took advantage of this, but I got out a little too fast, a little too soon. But that was um, we're never happy. My profits, where I took profits, that's where I wanted to take profits, so I'm happy with that. But anyways, Friday we had a breakout, as you guys can see here, and today it kind of it pushed up pre-market, and then it just opened right at right at this level. So I really didn't have, it was an inside bar here. The only thing that I had was the 50 SMA here. I used that as a support or resistance. So if we go down to the 1 hour, uh, really not a lot to see. The only thing that I saw was that on the 1 hour, so this is still pre-market here, and I'm able to see that we are approaching, or we approach, we gap down significant. Well, we gap down, and to this level, so to a level of support. So I knew that there was going to be some support here. This was my first support, and then the second support was down below here. So if we broke this support, um, most likely we're going to come down to these levels, and maybe look for a push up. So I was leaning more toward the long side today. And so, looking at the 15 minute, what I saw was that right here we started creating this channel coming down, up, down, up, and then right here. So my, this purple line here is where the 50 SMA on the day is. So what I was watching was what I saw was okay, if if this holds and it pushes up, I want to go long. I want to go long and just take advantage of the squeeze and maybe not um, all the way up to this level, but 50 cent a point of and maybe take some profits here and see what it does from there. So I wanted to take advantage of that, right? My my other um, the other execute or the other play that I was looking for was a push down to this level, but um, if if the market came down to this green level here, it was going to be out of the wedge. So which in based on my back testing, once it breaks this, it's going to go fast. So I was not going to be interested on going long anymore. Um, Even though like we do have some level of support, but I was more, what I'll be doing is waiting for a push break of this and then a kind of like a retest to look for these lows here for a short. But none of that happened, right? That was what I had in mind, but you know, a lot of times you just gotta uh, you got to modify your whatever you're thinking based on whatever the market does. So that's what I'm thinking on doing. But um, sometimes that's not what the market shows, and I just got to kind of I got to go along with whatever the market presents, right? And so at this point, it pushed up. This is the 1 minute. It pushed up, and we're still not quite, we're still fighting this level here. And so it pushed up and then it rejected hard, and then it started basing here, and just lower here. So it started basing, holding this channel, right? Holding this channel here or wedge, whatever you want to call it, and it pushed up. So I realized, we got some buyers here, and so my thought process was, okay, if once I saw Facebook holding here, I'm thinking, okay, I actually had a sell stop order here to go short just to take advantage of this push here. I had a sell stop right here, and but it never did. It never went down. So when I saw this candle here, when I saw this candle, I'm looking at this. I'm thinking the 183.74. This is where the 50 SMA is, and it's going to act as a support, or I mean resistance, right? So it pushed up, and so my thought process is, okay, we got some buyers there. We have VWAP, and then it pushed up, and then it started basing there. So when it started basing there, um, these are the short sellers that are taking advantage of this and didn't even allow the market to hit the 50, right? They stepped in before. So now I'm thinking, okay, let's see what's going to happen. If it pushes down, I already missed it. I'm not even, I want the market to go up. I wanted it to go push really hard up to this level. So to go short. So if it pushes down and it holds VWAP, at least I have some room to maybe stop out, take some profits, and so yeah. So when it came down, when it rejected like this, I'm thinking, okay, well there's short sellers jumping in, and then it does this, right? So I'm like, okay, well maybe I missed it. It's gonna come down, and so right here, right here, I'm thinking, okay, now this might be a what I call a VWAP um, reclaim, right? So when you push down and it's holding below VWAP, I'm thinking, okay, this might be a VWAP reclaim. Uh, and this is one of the plays that one of the trades that I take. And man, I can't. So many times I've gotten stopped out to where, I see this comes down. I have a level that I want to short into, and then it comes down and it pushes up, and then the thing just takes off, right? So everyone, all the shorts from here, as it comes up to this level, all everyone who's shorted here, they get short squeeze, and then this thing just pushes up. And you also have short sellers maybe adding or something. If it rejects, then just creates an avalanche of short sellers just getting stopped out. And I was one of those. So now I know better. So as it comes down, I'm thinking like, okay, well, if it comes all the way down, then whatever. I really had no plan other than if it comes all the way down, maybe below this green candle here, I mean this green line, to keep shorting, right? Because at this point it already proved that it wants to come down because it's making now lower lows, lower highs, and then lower lows. So I'm thinking, okay, well, let's see what goes on. And then when it pushed up like this, I'm like, okay, now I'm interested. Um, it reclaimed VWAP, right? It reclaimed VWAP. We're going to have more people thinking that this is a double top. This is a very typical short squeeze trap um, for me. So I went long here. I went long right here, and my stop is right down below here. And I just want to take advantage of that short squeeze. And right there, you start getting short sellers um, shorting, and then right right here when it pushed down and it got bought up. This subtleties here. This is what kind of gave me what gave me the conviction of, oh, maybe this is it is going to go. Um, and sure enough, um, that right there, more shorts, and then uh, got rejected, and then boom, right? Um, so it pushed up. I cover some here, and then it got rejected. It comes down, and I have my stop. I had my stop 183.60 for break even, and then when it pushed up to this level, I'm like, oh, okay, well, it double top. It just didn't have the nuts to break this. So when it pushed up, I cover some more, and my stop is here. I had a very small position at that point, and then it pushed up and then triple top, and then it got rejected again, pushed up, and triple top, and then it comes down, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get stopped out. And then once it pushed up again, right, right here, right here, I just got out of the position, and then this thing just collapsed. Um, and the reason why is like, okay, if we think about it, once it broke this, right? Well, before that, it pushed once, twice, three times, four times, and every time it tries to go up, it's lowers. The they can't even make it to the highs, right? It's lower, 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 lower. So this is it just it's telling us that it doesn't want to go up anymore. And then it stopped out, and then it comes down. So anything below this, I wasn't around, but now anything below this line, up to this line, it's a short. It's a short. It's a short. There's no reason why anyone should be buying. I mean, boy, it was a channel, right? You could buy and sell, but not to hold it. For at least for me, anything that below here, it was just a short. And that was it. That was it for the day. I mean, not a lot of movement, like I said, and these are just executions here, executions. And you know, everything came from really everything came from the bigger time frame, right? And understanding that we are going to have support, and this is going to be our first support here, um, and and just taking advantage of that support. Obviously, um, it didn't have the power or the volume. There was not a lot of volume today, but yeah, I mean it's hindsight now. You guys can see that this was the line in the sand right here. Once it broke it, it never went up. It never went up again, right? So clearly, the 1 hour, the 4 hour time frames is just to see more of your support and resistance. That's all I use it for, right? All right, don't want to make this too long. Later, guys.